Isha, Guha and Michael, Vaughan, lovely to see you. And Isha, I just need to say personally, for me, this is really exciting because I did my master's in broadcast journalism in 2008, 2009. And my final documentary piece, which was a 30-minute piece all on women's cricket, because it was just around the World Cup. And yeah, so
amazing.
I know, so mad that 11 years.
So 2009. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. What an amazing time that was. Incredible.
Those were the days, Ish.
Those are all those years ago.
Charging in, bowling those induckers, whipping them into off stump.
I should have stuck with that, Vaughan. Someone tried to change me.
Yeah, there you go. You listen to too many people.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's exciting for me to be interviewing you 11 years later, and obviously Michael, lovely to see you as well. So this is really exciting. It's been 20 years since BBC TV has had a test series, and you guys are, Isha, you're fronting it, you're leading the highlights, which are happening in, I think maybe was it a week and a half now, the 8th of July, is that right?
Yep, that's right.
So how are you guys feeling about it? Are you kind of just gagging to get back into it and to get watching and broadcasting and, just for this to kind of like a bit of normality to come back, I suppose?
Vaughan?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all been itching to see live sport and to see racing, football, a bit of live golf from America. We love cricket, so we're all desperate to see cricket back being played. You mentioned July the 8th. It's going to be great. It's going to be very different, obviously, with no crowd. Hard for the players. I think it'd be interesting for us as broadcasters because generally we get the feel and the buzz from the crowd in the ground. So that's going to be new for us. But it's down to us as the lucky few to commentate and broadcast on the games to try and bring that to the audiences listening at home on the radio first, and obviously the highlights show at 7 o'clock on BBC Two. Tell the story of what's happened throughout that day. Expose a few weaknesses, try and highlight the real positives, highlight the positiveness of the players of the day, and just try and give some enthusiasm for what everyone's feeling at home. Most people have been locked in the houses for weeks, months, and they're desperate to see some cricket. So as I said, we're fortunate to be able to commentate on it, on that highlight show for the first time in 20 odd years back on the BBC. We hope that we can get a big audience to try and profile the game of cricket.
How do you think it will? Oh, sorry, Isha, were you going to add to that?
I was just going to say, like, with such a condensed schedule, hopefully we will attract a new audience because it'll be on prime time, BBC Two, 7 o'clock. So, they'll be able to tune in over their dinner. And what I'm most excited about, I'm sure Bonnie is as well, is that, we've got the privilege of having a really star quality England team at the moment, and everyone will get to see them now. They'll get to see the England players on show. Ben Stokes, I think it's been announced now that he will be captain for that first test, so he'll be leading the charge. Joe Root obviously away with the birth of a new baby, and the West Indies and Pakistan present a really nice contest as well for them. So really just excited about all the different stories that are going to come out within the game of cricket, and being able to make these guys stars in their own right, but also just to have wall-to-wall cricket for 2 months or so. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, in fact, where we're actually quite lucky and where the pandemic will work for cricket is, unfortunately, Wimbledon's not going to take place, which it would have been at this time of year. Obviously, the Olympics would have been taking place, the Euro Championships, football. So a lot of sports that, many of the sporting fans in the country would have been tuned to, as I would have been exactly the same. They've pretty much got football and cricket now. And that 7 till 8 slot, there's not that many live games of football in that period. So all the sporting fans out there, I'm pretty sure at 7 o'clock they'll be tuning in to just see the day's story of the test match, which is it's going to be great for us to be part of, but also great for us to know that we could get some real big audiences for the game of cricket.
Yeah, you have no competition in that time.
We better be good.
Good thing it's highlights.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling about, presumably being on set? And I mean, it's going to be very different now that we still are kind of in the midst of a global pandemic with social distancing. Have you guys had to go through kind of a different setup, and have you been briefed on how it's going to work?
Yeah, we've been briefed a little bit. Obviously, yeah, we're going to have to keep our distance. We're all going to be based on site, so we're in the hotel rooms on site. We'll be able to break away and go off and chill out, and then come back and do commentary. There's going to be perspex boards between us in radio comms and all of us having our own headsets and stuff like that. So minimal contact. And yeah, so it will be slightly different. Good thing we like each other, or I think we do anyway. So,
although we have just received a devastating blow that apparently there's not going to be any fridges in our hotel room. So if you want to have some, cold milk throughout the evening, you won't be able to do so. So that was quite a devastating blow, but it is what it is. We're all having to be tested. I go on Friday to Old Trafford to get my test. We'll get tested when we arrive at the Ageas Bowl on Tuesday. I think we get tested every morning. We've got a health questionnaire to fill in every day. So far, it's just the right column for me. No. Hopefully, it stays that way. So obviously, the ECB, our board, are doing everything they can to make sure that these games take place. We're all excited about them doing so. So let's hope there's no downfalls from here. We get there, we see some good cricket. I'm sure the players will be slightly rusty, understandably. Try and give it a fair call. Knowing that they haven't had as much practice, but also you've got to give an honest opinion as well.
Yeah, of course, because I guess presumably they haven't been able to do much together over the. I don't know, they have like be able to do stuff in their own back gardens. Sounds very American. But yeah, like they obviously haven't been able to do as much training together as they would have done in the lead up to this. So that would be interesting. But then I suppose they're all in the same boat, so it's not like one team is going to have an advantage over another team on that, I imagine. So there's a lot of excitement and buzz about it coming, certainly in our household, because my husband is a huge cricket fan. But I'm curious to know, in terms of the showbiz world and famous people being kind of involved in it and excited, over the course of both your careers, have you had any kind of showbiz fans who have surprised you, or who have recognised you at a particular event, or come up, even bumped into you, and you thought, "Oh my goodness, I did not realise that you were such a fan"?
I reckon Bonnie would have a few more than I would.
No, I bizarrely went to Elton John's wedding.
Did you?
Random, yeah. I got an invite. Went to Elton and David's wedding.
How many were there?
Lily Allen's wedding, again, random. At Elton David's, there'd have been 500 or 600. I was on the same table as Timothy Rice.
Really?
Kelly Hoppin, the designer. Yeah. Kelly Hoppin sat next to me. She was designing my house on a napkin. This is what you need. So, all right, cheers. Free advice from Kelly. There was all sorts going on. Yeah, very, very, very random. No idea why I was invited, but we went. Lily Allen's was in a field in the Cotswolds, and it was a little bit like Glastonbury, and I ended up talking to the guy that runs Glastonbury, the farmer that owns all the fields. Again, random, absolute random. No idea why, but there you go.
You're clearly
I was there.
Right to weddings. Perhaps you're like, one of those guests who everyone wants to have.
Maybe sorry, about 50 years ago, not
now. I was going to say, so I don't think there were many celebrities watching women's cricket at the time, but when I used to train at Lord's, the gym used to be frequented by Sir Paul McCartney. So I'd see him in the gym quite often, and I had the opportunity to talk to him a few times. But before that, I remember him actually, so he would stand up on the balcony and actually watch me bat. I have no idea why. But I would always...
Big fan of your cover drive, Isha.
I always remember that, because I was like, oh my God, Sir Paul McCartney, what on earth is he doing watching me bat? But yeah, that was pretty cool. Sorry?
I was saying, so he'd watch you bat and not bowl?
He'd watch me, well, yeah, I mean, obviously didn't realise when he was watching me bowl, but yeah, I remember that specifically. Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
That is very cool, right? I think maybe you might win there, Isha. I mean, I've actually been to Elton John's wedding, also pretty cool, so you're on a...
It was a good goodie bag.
What was in it?
What was in the goodie bag?
All sorts, you name it. Wines, champagnes. All sorts, headphones, you name it. Yeah, it was. There's that GQ party every year that I've never been invited to, but I think the goodie bags there are pretty special. Yeah. I think Elton's probably surpassed them.
It's the dream. Goodie bag is a dream. If you go to a wedding,
can't be a good goodie bag.
Just before I finish up with you guys, Michael, I know you've been championing grassroots cricket coming back. So I probably have you to thank if I lose my husband for Saturdays for the rest of the summer. But do you think it's likely? I mean, I know that I saw you've been tweeting about it, and Boris has made some comments in the Commons kind of singling cricket out, but do you think it's likely that we'll get cricket at a kind of...
I think we will. And I was expecting it to be July the 4th for kids cricket. Necessarily, it wasn't going to look like it's looked before. It could quite easily have been six-a-side cricket to start with, just to get the kids out there playing pairs cricket. Anyone that's got kids has been involved in junior cricket where they play in pairs anyway, just to keep them all involved in the game, get them back playing. I don't think that's going to be the case. I just don't think cricket has done enough. I'll be honest with you. I don't think cricket has made enough of a noise, and that's come from both the top of the game, right through the county game, right through the recreational game. I think we could have done a lot more and made more noise, because it seems to me that if you do make noise, things get done. I think we might have left it a little bit late for the July the 4th. I would expect July the 11th for maybe junior cricket starting, and I believe that there's been quite a lot of the leagues around the country that has had kind of the call to say, maybe could you start your leagues from July the 18th? We'll have to wait if that's going to be right, but I do find it absolutely staggering that, cricket is an outdoor sport. It's easy to social distance. It's dead easy to put a small hand sanitizer in your pocket. You take your own kit. You can play out your back, your car boot. That's generally what a lot of village players do anyway. And for cricket not to have been played, yet you can play basketball, you can play tennis, you can play golf, football. I see lots of kids playing football around here in their little training groups. I find it staggering that cricket hasn't started.
Well, hopefully, I mean, it'll make everyone very thirsty when they see you guys on the 8th of July on your highlight show, and they see the teams playing, and they're like, I want to do it too. So maybe who knows, that could drum up a bit more support as well. But I mean, I want to say
maybe that's what they're waiting for. Maybe they're waiting for the internationals to start, and then that starts, and then the recreational game can start afterwards. We'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see. Thank you both so much for talking with me today. It's been lovely to catch up on this, and I'm really excited about seeing what's going to happen when it comes back to the BBC. I can't believe it's been that long that it's been off the BBC TV, but here we go, and you guys are at the forefront. So I hope you enjoy it as well.
We will.
Thanks,
apart from no fridges.
Yeah.
I know that's.
I'm going to have to bring my own, Bonnie.
Yeah, don't worry. I've already sent the text to get a fridge in my room.
Amazon.
Yeah, there'll be one in mine.
Little things. Thank you so much, guys. Lovely to chat.
Yeah,
Cheers, Kay.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Bonnie.
See you.